Hey guys, today I found a new post from a username xsoulweeper. It says that purchasing a mobile home at age 26. Currently living in an unhealthy environment with parents, paying $500 a month in rent. Mobile homes in my area are anywhere from 70,000 to 175,000 plus. I currently have 150,000 saved up. Was wondering if it would be a good idea to purchase one and get out of the toxic environment I'm in. I have zero debt. Lot space rent would be about 1,100 a month, which on my income is definitely doable. Factoring other expenses in, I can definitely hold my own. I've been told mobile homes aren't a great investment, but I'm not really looking at this as an investment, but more of just need a permanent place to live for maybe 10 years. Any advice? I live in SoCal, Southern California. First and foremost, congratulations on saving $150,000 in cash. That's a huge milestone for anybody at any age, I would think. That's a lot of money. I don't know what you do and how much you make and stuff like that. It sounds like you did really well for yourself. So congratulations on that. The second is that it sounds like you're in a very unhealthy, toxic environment where you're at. So definitely moving out is in order. It sounds like you are wanting to move out. You're looking to move out as fast as you can, as soon as you can. The thing about it is that, I don't care if you're 26 or 46. You don't have to buy. The thing is, just because you can buy, that doesn't mean you have to buy. You may want to buy, but you really don't need to buy. Especially at 26, you really don't need to buy. And the reason I say that is because if you're already used to living by yourself and you have a place for yourself, and if you decide, hey, you know what, I want to buy just because of da 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 reasons, totally go for it. But if you are currently living with your parents and now you're trying to live by yourself, and just because you feel like you don't want to quote unquote waste your money, you want to kind of buy, I just don't know if that's a good use of all of that money. Like even if it's just a little bit of that, or even if you get the cheaper one and you get a $70,000, I still don't know if it is a good buy for you. Just because one, you are 26, so I know you said you're gonna live there for 10 years, but would you really live there for 10 years? Like when you turn 33, like would you feel the same way? Would you when you turn 35, would you really feel the same way that you're gonna live there for another couple of years? I just don't know. Like would your work stay the same for the next 10 years? Would your lifestyle, your relationship with other people, like everything, your living lifestyle and your taste and your environment, like things like that, like would they all kind of stay the same for the next 10 years? And would you really know that you're gonna be happy living there for the next 10 years? Maybe, but also maybe not. Another thing about it is that when you go from, even though you were kind of financially helping your parents and stuff like that with the rent and stuff, once you move out, I know there are some things that you already consider and stuff like that, but typically, and I say typically there are certain things that you're kind of missing, right? So like, again, the home ownership, whether it's a mobile home or a townhome or condo or a single family home, comes with its own problems, set of problems, not just the utilities and stuff like that, or the rent fees and stuff, or HOA, but also on top, you have to have your own maintenance, right? So you have to consider the water pipes, heater, plumbing, electricals, whatever it may be. If light bulb goes out, you gotta have to kind of replace that on your own. If there's a leak from the roof, you gotta fix that on your own. Like things like that. There's so many other things that you don't really consider. Like if you have a yard, you have to cut it. You have to whatever. There are bugs. You have to treat it. There's termites or whatever it is. Like there's so many things you really have to kind of consider. And at your age, at where you're at, committing to jumping all, both feet in right off the gate, I just don't know if that's a right decision for you. I don't know if it's the right move for you to make. So if you have that flexibility, which it sounds like you have a budget flexibility with the cash flow, you also have a ton of extra cash. So in my opinion, what I say is that, hey, you know what, maybe go out, baby steps, go out and become a roommate with somebody first, just kind of feel it out and see, again, at the same time, you can kind of buy some extra stuff, like whether it's towels or, I don't know, shampoo or something like that. You can slowly but gradually you can get those, as you live out there. You got to have some utensils, silverware or whatever, plates, get all of those. And then as you kind of live there, and as you're, I don't know, what do you call them, like the things get bigger and more and stuff like that, you can always to move out and at that point become live by yourself and stuff like that. And you can also kind of see, okay, hey, am I one of those people that I can kind of live with somebody else, or do I have to kind of live by myself just because I just can't stand other people, or I can't get along with other people and stuff like that. And so gradually you can move out and do that. Or you can get a really affordable apartment or something like that. Maybe like 2-bedroom apartment. You can stay in one place and have somebody else living in the other place, and have them kind of like help you with the rent and stuff like that, just to kind of help a little bit. And as far as the having that extra cash is concerned, if you don't really have to have that much in it, I will just try to put it in as an investment. Like put it in like a low cost ETF or something like that covers like a big market, S&P 500, the entire market, or what have you. Doesn't matter what it is, you can just put it in there. It's like, as they say, the time in the market is always better than trying to time the market. So I'll try to put as much as I can. I feel comfortable in an investment, where it will kind of grow for you passively and compound it over time, which will continue to grow for you on the other end. So that's kind of like what my suggestion would be. Just kind of take it slowly. You don't have to go out and spend $70,000 up front just to get a place for you to move out, because really right now what it seems like is that you're in a really bad, unhealthy, mental, psychological environment, and what you need to do is kind of move out, and you need a time and place for you to reset, because a home is really, needs to be a place where you can kind of, relax and kind of settle, and be peace with yourself, after long hours at work and stuff like that, stress at work and stuff like that. And you don't want to be stressed out at home, even on top of that. So, try to, move out, look for that solution, that peace, at least at home where you sleep. But then, don't commit to it and saying, hey, I'm going to spend $70,000 because I can, and just, live on my own, and I'm going to live big because, I'm going to show it to everybody. You don't need to do that. There's no need for you to, and your thoughts are actually right on the money. Like, you don't treat your primary residence as an investment. It's really not. It really isn't. So, generally speaking, regular single family residence, they say it tends to go up about 4% a year, right? Plus or minus, depends on the area and stuff like that. But if it goes up 4% a year, and let's say if the interest rate that you get on a loan or a mortgage is at 4%, then what are you doing? Where's the upside, right? And if you consider having inflation, right, target inflation rate is 2%, then really you're losing. Plus you have to pay for the maintenance on the property and blah blah blah. Really, you're not really looking to, you're not looking at a quote unquote, really good return that investment. And so, yeah, I definitely wouldn't consider that. Now, if you have other properties as you use as a rental, that's a different story, right? So you get all of that, but plus you're getting, you're not really paying for that as much, right? Sometimes you have a vacancy and stuff like that, but your hope is that the tenant will pay for the rent or to cover the mortgage, and you have a better cash flow. At the same time, you can take the depreciation on the property and things like that to kind of help you offset. But eventually, what your hope is that you get enough cash flow from the tenant as a rental income, which will put a little bit more money into your pocket, right? So, definitely agree with you on your view on not being not being an investment property, but just a slightly different take on that is just to go become a roommate with somebody first, and then maybe you can gradually move into becoming getting your own place, whether it's a rent or purchase. But I would delay the purchase. At your age, I would just kind of try to delay it, just to kind of figure things out to see, what you're doing now. Is it, more of a permanent thing for you, or is it just a kind of like a transition type of thing? And if it is transition thing, then obviously there's no reason for you to commit. So, please leave me a comment. Hope you guys can kind of, I don't know if you can agree, disagree, leave me a comment, hit the like button for me, subscribe, and until next time, thank you.